Alright guys, today we're taking a look at Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. Now, I've been looking forward to this game, like a lot of you guys, for a really long time. We're all fans of Medal of Honor. You know, it's a game that's been, dear to our hearts. You know, it started on the PlayStation, and it's a game that I grew up playing. And the franchise was finally brought back to life by Respawn, another developer that we're all really, excited about when they release a game because they do good work. And they're bringing it VR exclusive and to PC exclusively, at least for the time being. And hopefully they're working on a Quest port at some point in the future. They said they were tampering with it. We'll see how that goes. But for right now, it is PC only. And I was excited to dive into this one as soon as it was released. So I bought it immediately so I can check it out for you guys. And I've had it now for a few days. So I was excited to check this one out for you guys. And I've been playing it now for the last few days. And I'm excited to dive in and show you guys the single player here so you guys can get a little bit of what the single player is like, and then of course dive into some multiplayer action. Now, caveat here, unfortunately, during my recording of the single player and stuff, my voice, when I was talking, you can hear me for the most part, but some of the times it was really low. The gameplay audio is perfect, but if you hear me a little low in this video, sorry about that, guys. I thought I had the right microphone on, but it ended up being another one. So just so you guys know, but the gameplay audio, which is the most important to you guys, is perfect. So let's go ahead and dive into the gameplay.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce is the gaming tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie.
Alright guys, here we are with Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. We're actually about to get thrown into the first mission. This is like the tutorial mission. I wanted to give you guys, the intro before the gameplay started going crazy. So you can tell we're in a new environment here. This is part of my redoing of, if you guys have watched this channel before, my whole entire game room is changing. I'll be having a 2021, of course, updated game room tour. You're getting a little bit of that view right now because anybody who's watched this before is used to me playing the other way. Things have changed around here. So this is a little bit of a sneak peek, and I think the lighting in here is now better than it used to be in my previous videos for the camera quality that's recording. And overall, like the space, how it's turning out so far. Still a little bit of work to do, but liking it so far. But let's get into this. Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. I'm playing this for the first time with you guys. I don't know what to expect.
Can't believe you came back for us. You saved our lives.
Lieutenant, you took a direct hit. How do you feel?
That wound looks bad. I don't think the lieutenant can talk.
That's all right.
Bad. Lieutenant, what you just did was both the bravest and dumbest ever seen.
I kept count. You took out 11 of Rommel's best men.
I like the graphics so far. Kind of like the style. Grab the pistol and shoot. Great if I can aim.
Make that 12.
Lieutenant, please try not to move.
Sarge! Don't worry, we're gonna get you out of here.
This thing looks fantastic.
You saved us. We're gonna save you.
Let's do it then. That was a quick intro mission. That's it, Victor. Flickering lights on and off.
Good morning, Lieutenant. I'm Colonel Ebbets. Welcome back to the land of the living. You've been through a lot, so I'll keep it brief. I'm with the Office of Strategic Services. Our mission is sabotage, subversion, and everything in between. We're taking the fight to the Nazis, going after the Third Reich on their home turf. We do some of the most dangerous work of the war, and we're looking for people just like you. Now, the sergeant and I go way back. He's an excellent judge of character. And for what you did in Tunisia, he's nominated you for the Medal of Honor.
Trust me, Lieutenant. I hate doing paperwork. But in your case, I made an exception.
You saved our lives.
I have a motto. Life is usually a pageant of idiots and fools. But occasionally, you find yourself in the company of good people. And then, anything is possible. Lieutenant, you are now going to hear the most important question I can ask. Would you like to join the OSS? Excellent.
Let's do it.
What about you, gentlemen?
It's simple. We go where the lieutenant goes.
Yes, sir.
I have every confidence you're going to make me look like a genius for recruiting you. Welcome to the OSS.
This looks really, really good in here. I'm really liking the graphics. Let's see how this goes.
Welcome to the firing range, Lieutenant. Now that you're back on your feet, the Colonel thought we should give you a quick combat refresher. Your current objective is always shown
really
on your
impressive
sleeve.
graphics,
Take a look.
Looks really sharp. Look at the inner sleeve, current objective. What inner sleeve is he talking about? Look at your right inner sleeve. Follow the tutorial.
Hover your hand over objects. Press the grip button to grab them. You can use either hand. Give your other hand a try.
Okay.
Now it's time to move, Lieutenant. I see you're right-handed, just like me. Good. Makes this training easy. Look at your sleeve again. The arrow always points in the direction you need to go. Use the left stick to move, the right stick to turn. To run, press in the left stick.
Okay.
Let's move on to live fire training. Remember, you can always adjust your comfort and controller settings by pressing the pause
I
button
would
and
move
accessing
physically
the...
if I wasn't
Alright,
doing,
Lieutenant, it's
no
time
video.
to shoot stuff.
But
Specialist
in the effort to try to
McKinney
keep
is
things
here to
straight so you
help
guys
you
can
learn
see
the
most of the
basics.
time. I'm trying not to turn right now until the combat really starts. This looks really good. I'm really impressed. I'll keep saying that.
Grab, squeeze the trigger to fire. Squeeze the trigger to fire. Holding the pistol with both hands will give you more stability and accuracy.
Are you proud with the two hands?
Press this button to eject the magazine. You can... Excellent job, Lieutenant. Now, grab a fresh magazine from your other hip. Bring the magazine up to the glowing indicator, and then let go. Look at that. Like Max Squid. Now, let go of the pistol. A weapon will automatically return to its holster after you release it. Larger weapons will holster on your back. Reach over your shoulder and grip. Fire away. Look at that. The arsenal of democracy in action. Remember, you can always hold a weapon with both hands or increase. Press this button to eject the magazine. If it now, grab an it now. Insert the new magazine by bingo. Pull the bolt back and release. Letting go of the weapon will automatically holster it over your shoulder. Now, reach over your other shoulder and grab the M1 Garand rifle.
Oh.
Fire away. Remember, hold it with both hands. This is why I love the M1 Garand, Lieutenant. Its ammunition clip ejects automatically after the last one. Ah, listen to that thing. But remember, drop it in. Ah, listen, drop it in. No need to charge the Garand. It's ready to go. Beautiful weapon. Let go of the Garand and it will automatically return to its slot. You're doing great, Lieutenant. Let's move down to the next station.
There we go.
Here's Specialist Lamouche to help demonstrate some advanced weapon handling. You carry your pistol on your hip and a larger weapon on each shoulder. When you pick up a new weapon, it will replace the one you currently have in that slot. Grab this Carabiner 98K right. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now get ammo for this K98 from these ammunition boxes.
Okay.
Fire away, Lieutenant. The K98 is a bolt-action rifle, so you reload by pulling and pushing the bolt after each shot. You can use either hand to do this. If any great work, let's go to the next station.
That's good.
I know you just got out of the infirmary, Lieutenant, but we need to give you a quick refresher on battlefield medicine. You will automatically heal from minor wounds, but if you really get hurt, you'll need to use some first aid. Pretend to hurt yourself by smashing your hand on these rusty nails.
Oh boy.
Shh. Grab a first aid syringe. Now comes the fun part. Stab yourself in the chest. The syringe will auto-inject them. Voila!
That's pretty cool.
Good as new. You can store up to 3 first aid syringes on your... Now onto grenades. Head up the stairs.
Oh, you can store them. Look on your... Okay. Ooh, grenades on.
Pick up an American grenade, which looks to pull the pin. Throw the grenade, Lieutenant.
Don't
Now
even know how
this
to
is
throw
a
these
German
grenades.
hand grenade. It's called a Stiel on the grenade and throw it. You can use your hand, now pull a grenade off your chest.
Oh boy, I just put that right on you. throwing it terribly.
Excellent. You're ready to take on the Third Reich. When you're done with grenades, head on down the stairs to the firing range.
Absolutely.
Spend as much time at the firing range as you want. When you're done, just go through the door to return to
Cool, you get
headquarters.
to actually kill people. Cool. Get to actually like, practice. Do things that they just showed you.
Bingo! Eaten by bears!
Okay. I think we're good. We know what we're doing. We think. We'll see. Hey, let's go. Ready for action. I'm ready. Let's start this. Multiplayer character unlocked. Cool.
It's Ollie, right? Yes, sir.
Ollie, how old are you?
I'm 23. I'm 19. I'm 16. I have every right to be here. More than you, that's for sure. The Nazis didn't bomb Abilene, Texas. They bombed London, England. They destroyed my home. They burned my entire life to the ground, and now I want to do the same thing to the Third Reich. Go ahead, turn me in. I'll find a way to get to the front. How do you think I got to Tunisia? Forging transfer orders has become a hobby of mine. I will make it to France.
Don't worry, Ollie. Your secret's safe. I'm pretty sure the lieutenant isn't gonna say anything.
Thank you, Sarge. Thank you, Lieutenant.
But I have two rules.
Doing this, that's really cool.
Keep your head down and do exactly what I say.
Yes, sir.
You don't listen to me even once, I'll turn you over to the Germans myself, understand?
I understand, sir. I won't disappoint you. Either of you.
Somehow this motley crew has been tasked with saving civilization. God help us all.
All right. Enough talking, training, and tests. It's time to go after the Nazis. We're sending you into occupied France.
Yes, sir.
Your first mission is to make contact with the French resistance. You'll be working with a cell led by Manon Baptiste, who's been our eyes and ears on the ground since the war started. Your rendezvous will be along the coast, the St. Catherine Lighthouse. The Germans are using as an observation post. The resistance will give you a signal when it's safe to come ashore. You'll have 3 days to assist the resistance, gather intelligence on German activity, and sabotage targets of opportunity.
This guy's all excited.
I'm talking about a small communications relay or a fuel truck, not anything like blowing up a train or destroying Gestapo headquarters. This is your first OSS mission. Baby steps. Now I want to introduce you to Huxley, our quartermaster. She'll get you set up with what you need, and she'll give you some nice goodie bags for the resistance. 3 days in and out. Keep it simple. I'll see you on the other side. Dismissed.
Let's go. This is really, really cool how everywhere we're going so far is just very different. Here we go, boys.
Keep an eye on the lighthouse. We're supposed to look for a signal.
I'm looking. That was a fucking signal.
Works for me.
Hey, we're good, aren't we?
That explosion got the attention of all the German patrols in the area. This place is about to be crawling with Nazis. Lieutenant, we need you to eliminate all incoming enemies, while Ollie and I help Minot the supplies. Load up on ammunition and first aid. The Germans will be there any second.
Alright, my first aid on my hand. I got this reloaded. 30 out of 160. I think we should be good. Do you want me to go inside the house now?
Lieutenant, looks like enemy reinforcements are heading up the road. Be ready.
Station!
Reloading in this game is going to take a little bit. Just because it feels weird that you have to, as opposed to placing it again because I did not expect them to rush to the door. I mean, you would expect that.
That explosion got the attention of all the German patrols in the area. This place is about to be crawling with Nazis. Lieutenant, we need you to eliminate all incoming enemies, while Ali and I help Minot with the supplies. Load up on ammunition and first aid. The Germans will be there any second. Lieutenant, looks like enemy reinforcements are heading up the road. Be ready.
No ammo.
Search the house for German documents. The nose says the Nazis have a code book in there.
Code book somewhere. Oh, here it is.
Excellent work, Lieutenant. Always keep your eye out for code books and reconnaissance photos. Every bit of information will help us win the war. And who knows, you might be able to liberate some music for your record collection. Stand by, Lieutenant. We're heading your way. Then it's on to Dubuisson.
Alright, so it dropped us off here in this like little bunker area that you can manipulate around, and you can kind of look in here. That way is to the archives and all the missions that you've done. And put you in like this little bunker area, and here's like the missions you can tackle now. You can continue the campaign right from here. You can do survival, defeat a wave of enemies for a high score. There's also a gallery, which is pretty cool, which is watching documentaries of actual you know, War of Veterans and stuff that are in here. So a lot of different options from the campaign, the multiplayer, survival, and stuff. So now that you saw a little bit of what the campaign is like, for the sake of time, because we've played that single player mission for a while, let's go ahead and jump into some multiplayer. Let's see what this is like. It's obviously a stat, so you could do a loadout. You can select whatever weapon you want. I am going to select this one. And that is good. We can do random game mode, find match, void volume, region. So we could do team deathmatch, domination, blast radius, mad bomber, or quick match. So those are the 5 plus quick match. So this game just came out, so I don't want to be picking game modes. Let's see if there's anybody even online first. There is bots in the game though, so that is good. You could play with bots if there's no one online, but hopefully we get some people online. A lot of people who probably just got this probably are still playing single player and stuff, so we'll see. Blast radius. Okay. I wish I would have read exactly what that was, but...
Welcome to the Cathedral of Freedom. You shout at the church. It's you versus everyone else, soldier. Eliminate your opponents from inside the blast ring for extra points.
Hurry! The blast ring is about to close!
The blast ring is deactivated. Don't worry, number 2 is coming right up.
Anybody else have a mic in here?
I'm here. Oh yeah. Yeah, my first game, man.
My first game too. I'm trying to figure this out. I played only the first
wait, how do I get in the game? Yeah. How do I get in the game?
Good in here so far.
Graphics are fucking
Close my oh yeah. Wait, what's my call?
Fantastic.
Yes. Why is it so laggy? Wait, am I in the US server or why is it so laggy? Oh shit, I saw someone. I'm not sure. Probably though. Fuck this shit. Ow.
Blast ring number 2 is about to go hot. Get in there, soldier.
Okay.
Find the circle. Get inside the circle. Score points.
Or yeah. Oh, I don't know. I've never played free for all with like an objective like this. It's usually we're with a team, but oh my god, this is so weird. I can. How do I fucking reload? Oh shit. Which gun? No, I figured out now. Oh, okay. Yeah, some guns are weird. Yeah. Like some guns you don't have to reload.
Probably not a great idea to come into multiplayer if you didn't play like the first thing, like the tutorial mission on it. To be honest.
Yeah, that's true. Also, it's going so weird. It's like so far away, far back. Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
I gotta pull my arm forward, aim on sides. Just kind of.
Jesus.
Wait, how many mag I got? Is that way to check the mags? Should be on your gun. Some of the guns. I mean, how many mag remaining? Oh. Like total? I don't think. Yeah, total. I don't think there's a limit.
Yeah, I don't think there is any.
Oh my god, I gotta try to use this level rifle. Yes. Oh shit. That one took me a little bit to figure out, but you just gotta twist your hands. Like a circular motion. Oh wait, is that a level rifle or is it like a one-shot kill? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I have to shoot him twice.
God, I have to meet everyone in this
The
lobby.
end of this ring cycle, soldier.
Oh yeah, one shot kill. Just kill someone. No white suit. Oh, maybe I hit him in the leg or something. Oh shit.
Guns about shoal of Sandy. You should be the one inside the ring. Fight back!
Gotcha, man. Oh my god, is that a... Oh shit.
Time is ticking down.
Oh shit.
I do like the graphics in this game. It's on 3080 of this.
Yeah, I'm using a 3090 now, but I don't think this graphics good as the Half-Life. Yeah.
I mean, Half-Life is still better, but this is probably second
Remember what defeat tastes
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
multiplayer.
Yeah, definitely
And it's
second best.
multiplayer.
Yeah, definitely second best.
You can't really compete with a single player game.
Yeah. Oh my god, this level rifle is just so satisfying. Yeah.
I heard that there's 10 maps in the multiplayer, and I heard that they're actually all designed pretty well.
It's you versus everyone else, soldier.
The other one, yeah, the other ones that I've been playing are pretty nice.
Ring for extra
They
points.
look really good. That was the trailer we just played was pretty nice too.
Oh my god, this level rifle is fantastic.
How do you reload it?
Yeah, just press A. Press A on the controller if you're using the index.
Okay. Yeah. This just feels like a really old school shooter to me that doesn't actually exist on VR, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Like,
Yeah.
straight up going
Oh, last time.
World War type fucking kind of like Call of Duty for VR in a way. Not to that same level, but it's in that same vein.
Yeah. Wait, what is mode? Wait, I'm playing the I can't respawn. Oh yeah, I respawn now. Oh shit! Is that a
And I
boss
do
just in
like that
front
it
of me?
puts bots within the game, so you don't have to wait.
Oh yeah, cause
It would be awesome.
yeah, cause the game just released like yeah.
Yeah, because
so
otherwise
yeah,
people would hop in this game, not be able to play, and then just refund immediately because they think no one's playing, and that's not how it works. At least with this,
yeah.
they get some people talking, and then you got the AI in there at the same time. I don't think anyone will complain about this.
Maybe we got more player tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's
later
playing
today.
single player. Everyone I saw online said they were going to play single player.
They also still got a bunch of people didn't even download the game yet. It's
Yeah, exactly.
like almost 200 gigs, yeah.
I only got it today so fast because I have a 1 gig line. Probably still.
Blast room is active. Get inside.
Oh my god, love this level rifle. Always one shot kill. Oh shit, I just put myself.
I just survived that and I got killed.
Oh shit. Oh hey, this game spawn, yeah. This game spawn just so bad, yeah.
No, come on. I had to kill in the radius too. Fuck.
Oh.
How did I get killed from that? Didn't even feel like I was able to do that long. Like that.
The ring is about to deactivate. Eliminate those enemies.
Oh jeez. Yeah.
One ring down.
A rocket launcher. What would a rocket launcher called? Is that bazooka or something? Fire in the hole, man. Oh shit.
Fuck, I wasn't even thinking of it. Let me just sit there for a couple seconds.
Yeah, this is actually pretty fun. This is the best like multiplayer I've played yet.
Not today, pal. Not today.
Yeah, this is fun for me. I've been looking
Oh,
for
shit.
similar to this I hope they bring this to the Quest just to get more people.
I don't think so. Yeah, maybe they only release like multiplayer on the Quest. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that just to get people in here. If they can't do the single player, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
I think a game like this needs to exist on the Quest for sure.
Yeah.
Blast ring number 2 is about to go off. Get in there, soldier.
Ooh, I'll take that.
What we're gonna do?
No.
We're gonna
Inside
more.
the blast ring.
Fuck, I knew there was somebody behind me.
Oh, yeah, got you, man. Oh shit.
Oh, I still got the kill with you though. I'll take it. Get that. Ooh, I'll take that headshot though. Ooh, let's go. Trying to get the hang of this gun that I have. Oh no, I didn't have to.
Ooh, shit.
I thought fucking shot and it went all in the air. You not shoot these guns with one hand, that's for damn. Not this guy.
Got you, man. Oh my god, got it wrong. Just threw a grenade. Wait, is that a WWW? That guy, is that a bot or a real person?
Gotta be a real person, right?
I don't know. Yeah, that guy don't act like a real person.
Yeah, they say CPU on them when you kill them if they're not real.
Oh yeah, I saw CPU. Yeah. Sorry to that WWW guy. Let me to say you're a bot. Yeah. Oh yeah, he just killed me. Nice, man. Yeah, loves this rifle.
Yeah, the rifles.
The rifle.
Pretty wicked.
Yeah, the rifle. That's what I mean.
Yeah, the level rifle. Yeah, lever. What do they call lever? Yeah, lever rifle.
Yeah.
So good. I just feel like using the Winchester.
Fuck.
Got you, man.
This blast radius mode has an interesting twist to free fall. It ain't bad once you get used to where the spawns are and stuff. It takes a while to get used to because usually in free fall you're just used to just fucking doing whatever you want. Shit.
Yo, man, chill. Wait, my game's just frozen. Oh yeah, I respawned.
Here comes the last round. Make it count.
Got you, man.
This is your moment.
Control.
You should be the one inside the ring. Fight back.
There we go.
Got me.
Oh, we're on the floor.
Oh no!
No, I got that kill though. I'll take it.
Oh shit.
How does this blast radius thing work? You're supposed to
Yeah,
like,
it's just a domination with
So basically when you're in the gold ring, you get 5 points per kill instead of just 1. If you don't kill
I
inside
see.
the ring, you only get 1.
Gotcha.
What are we playing here? We're just
cool.
playing domination. Oh, blast radius.
Yeah. Yeah.
Free for all control points will activate.
Free for all domination, yeah.
2, 1. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
Go, go, go!
The next one. No, I had that! Fuck!
Fuck. Chill, man. Chill. Wait, I can't move.
What defeat tastes
Oh.
like, soldier.
Oh my
I
god.
got one in before the round ended.
Yeah, our top 4 is so close to each
got
other.
one
See
in.
our top 4. The score.
Yeah, the Gewer is nice, man. Yeah. But look at how beautiful it is.
Yeah, it looks fantastic in here.
Oh man, it's so fucking.
Every single map I go in, I'm still really impressed, like how good.
Yeah,
the multiplayer
it's
is. As far as like
looks so fucking good.
Goes, I don't think anything looks this good.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
so.
no. Yeah,
Oh my god.
it could run better, but it doesn't look as fucking good.
I have a 38, so it runs like perfect for me.
I'm
Alright.
in 70 and it runs great actually.
Remember to read.
Well, I'm running fine. What I mean though is just
It's
the
enough for you.
mechanics.
I wonder if it
It's
hits.
you versus
I wonder if it
everyone
hits the
else, soldier.
CPU
Eliminate your opponents
pretty
with
hard because I have a great
blast
CPU.
for
But
extra points.
Oh, I keep forgetting it's free for all. Son of a bitch.
Oh shit.
Tied for first. Eliminate the competition.
See that over there.
are they gonna open this up? Are they gonna open it up to modding? Or?
All right, guys. So that was Medal of Honor Above and Beyond on the Valve Index. Now, as you guys can tell, what really took me by surprise right in the beginning was just the graphics in the game. The graphics in the game are really, really, really good. And every mission that I'm playing through in the single player, of course, we're going to start off the single player, is varied. You go from one mission to another, and you're not in the same place twice. They're not using assets from the other mission. You can tell where that 170 gigabytes of data is going to. Not only do you have all those World War II videos that actually take up 30 gigs worth of space on their own for those World War II story videos. The textures are not reused, and a game of this size and the game of the quality of the textures that I'm looking at are some of the best textures I've seen in a game, save for maybe Half-Life Alyx, where Half-Life Alyx looks better than this game, but that's a single-player game only, and this one also has multiplayer, which we'll get into in a minute, but this one looks really, really good, and what really also impressed me was when I went into these levels, there was a lot of detail in them, too. It wasn't like, oh, the graphics look really good in the textures, but it's just a giant open world or a giant open playing field, and there's not much going on. There's like details everywhere. The house, the barracks that we're in, everything's littered with things. Things to play with, things to look at. Everything is really detailed. That they went the extra mile to basically make the levels as detailed as possible, and it really, really shows on how well they crafted these levels and how well the single player is now. Some of the things I know some people aren't going to like in the single player that I don't have a personal issue with, and I think it's very apparent from the video, is that it's not a coherent, like, you're basically like taking mission 1, you're listening to the story intro of the game, then it goes to black, and then it loads for me on an SSD in like 5 to 7 seconds, and then you're back into a section of the game, and then 5 to 6 seconds later, after you play that mission, 5 to 6 seconds of black again, and then you keep going and going. So it's not a cohesive game where like there's no black and you're just running through a level, from point A to point B. I think a lot of people expected this to be like a single player game where you're kind of starting at one point, but you're going across the map for a lot longer and you're adventuring into the map and stuff. This is more like a concentrated, hey, here's a story beat on how the game goes. Here's a slice of the level you're going to be playing and doing this mission in. Then it ends, and then you get more of the story, and then you kind of go flip-flopping back and forth. And now, that first gameplay intro that you saw where like you're in the house and you're shooting all these guys, that is definitely just a tutorial. Don't think that all the levels are that small, because they're not all that small. The levels definitely get bigger as you progress through the game, but they're still giant open levels. They're not, and then after that level's over, you still go to black and listen to the story again. So there's a lot of that. I don't personally mind that. I'm used to video games doing that already. You play a mission, go to black, listen to the story, go to black, and then do the mission and stuff. And there is a lot of loading, but for me, being on an SSD with loadings being 5 seconds, I didn't care at all about the loading times. To be honest, they loaded so fast. I didn't really have an issue with that. But keep that in mind as far as how the gameplay is flowing and stuff. Now, as far as the single player goes, it is 10 hours in length, give or take. So that's what you guys can expect from there. And on top of the story mode, you also have the horde mode, where you're going basically through a high score and you're trying to get the highest score possible by beating a bunch of different, a bunch of the different enemies coming at you and stuff. So there's that. Then there's the World War II like videos that I was talking about. There's 30 gigs worth of videos of World War II veterans where you can go in there and watch really, really touching and emotional stories that are in there for you to watch separately, in like a theater environment or a World War II like bunker and stuff, which is really cool. So that's in there. And then there's also the multiplayer, of course. And the multiplayer is completely fully featured. It is, almost fully featured. There is one big thing that it's missing, but almost fully featured. But for a VR game that's only made for PC, the graphics in this game, like I said before, in the story game, but now we're going to multiplayer. The multiplayer graphics are the best graphics I've seen in VR for any multiplayer shooter I have ever played, bar none. The only game that looks better than this that I can think of is, of course, Half-Life Alyx, but that was a single-player game. As far as a multiplayer game with this level of graphics, this looks fantastic, and definitely the highlight for me of the game, and the multiplayer being my highlight of this game for sure. Not only because of the graphics, but there's 5 different modes in the game. You guys saw Blast while we were playing in there. Blast is a lot of fun. It's a take on deathmatch where everyone's free for all for themselves, but you're kind of playing a mini domination match where you actually get more kills while being in that golden circle. So that's one of the modes, and that's really, really cool. And like I said, we were having a blast in there, and I really, really like, and I wish every game did this when they do VR games, that would keep people playing, and it's going to keep me playing. Even if there's only one other person online, even though this is like, a free-for-all battle and you need 6, 8, 10 players to play, they can be filled by bots. So, and they get taken over as people come in. So if you're playing, with yourself, that came out retarded. So if you're playing, with yourself and someone else, and they come in and you're playing too, the rest of the room lobby fills with AI. And then as somebody else comes in, one of the AI gets taken out and then they get filled. So it's always a constant, you never feel like you're not playing. So I feel like a lot of that, caveat where people are like, oh, like I don't want to play because I don't know how the online's going to be. I think being able to play with the AI and then being able to have people join as the match is progressing and stuff, and not having to wait for the match to be over and then being able to join mid-match is a huge benefit for VR that not a lot of developers do, and it was a really, really smart choice here, and is going to make this, I think, have a lot of long legs, at least for me, just because of the fact that I can play with the AI, because the gameplay is fantastic and fun. It is frantic. It is like a Call of Duty-ish kind of style in this game, but it's obviously the Medal of Honor take, and the weapons all feel fun, and they're really easy to use, and it's really fun, to go through these maps that are really well detailed and look really good. The gameplay is fantastic with the shooting and stuff. It all feels really good, and we were having a blast in there. 10 maps in the game, and they all feel like they're well designed. They're not like 5 maps are good and 5 maps are trash. All the maps are really, really good, and there's 10 of them, and it's fantastic. The only thing I wish multiplayer had, and I know that this is probably not what they were going for, they wanted this to be like, old school shooting game where it was all about your skill and all about having fun, and it wasn't about leveling up and getting all these things, but there is no leveling up, there is no progression system in the game. I personally don't mind as long as I'm having fun in the game. I'm not going to go out there and spend like $100 on skins anyway. And it would be cool to see a level counter go up, so you go from like level 1 to level 2, even if you're not unlocking anything, just to give you something that you're kind of gaining over and seeing how much you're playing and comparing other people when they come into matches. I think that should be easy enough for them to do, to implement at least like a leveling up system, even if you're not unlocking anything through there. But other than that, other than the fact that there's no progression system in the multiplayer is still one of the most fun games I have on the PC to play multiplayer, and it's easily in my top 5 shooters online to play in VR. It's so much fun. If you guys are fans of Medal of Honor, I think you guys are going to really love the multiplayer. I think it's fantastic. The only other thing to complain about in the multiplayer side that I wish they do change, and it should be, like, I'm not going to say easy, I'm not a developer, but you would think would be easy for them to change, is when you get into a quick match, or you get into a game mode, like Blast, for example, that we were playing, as you guys saw, when the match ends and you get put into another one, I wish that it was like, after that, you would either get, like, an option to either pick the next game mode that you're playing and pick the next map, or if they don't want to go that far, then at the very least, switch up the game mode every time the round ends, so you're playing something different. Because if not, if you want to keep playing with the people that you're playing with, then you're stuck playing the same mode over and over again. The map changes every time you play to a different map, but the mode keeps playing over and over again, so that's a little annoying. So hopefully that's something that they could quickly change. Another positive thing is that this is on Steam and Oculus, and this is important to say because not every game does this either. It is cross-compatible, so you can play with everybody who's on Steam and everybody who's on Oculus, so they're not separated bases like some of the games have done. The only caveat is if you're doing a Oculus party with a group of friends, you can't combine that party on Oculus with the Steam party, so you can only bring a Steam party into a lobby and then an Oculus party into a lobby. You can all play together, but you can't mix and match parties from different places. Like I said, I'm having so much fun with this multiplayer game. So much, I didn't expect to have this much fun with the shooter online, but coupled with the fun gameplay and the guns to use and how much fun it is to roam around and just old school shooting fun in this game, coupled with the fact that the graphics are the best graphics I've ever seen in a multiplayer shooter, and it feels like Call of Duty style to me on PC, it's so much fun. And I haven't had any issues, minor stuff where sometimes it like glitches when you go like forward into like a building through a window, and it might like glitch out for 2 seconds. You might have saw that once during the gameplay, but nothing major, no major bugs or anything like that. I'm running on a 3080, of course, so obviously I shouldn't have any performance issues, but it does run smooth on the Valve Index with no issues at all. With the 3080, I had no issues at all with that. So guys, I think even though this game is $60, and I know some people are going to look at this game at $60 and be like, you're crazy. That's more expensive than other VR games. I'm here to tell you right now, first of all, for everybody who has that attitude, you need to stop. $60 is what normal price games are based on consoles. You need to make sure that the $60 is worth it and you actually like the game, but don't immediately look at a game and be like, oh, it's $60, I'm not even going to look at it or see what it's about. That's just nonsense. If you want VR games to be AAA like this is, being made by EA, being made by Respawn, they're going to make these games $60. As long as $60 is getting you your money's worth and you like the game, $60 is going to be well worth it. For me, this has 10 hours of a campaign, much longer than most other VR games are. And the campaign, not only is it 10 hours long, the graphics are superb, the gameplay is fun, and each mission is varied from one to the other. They're not recycled, environments are not recycled this. Each mission is different than the other and feels different, and it's fun to go through. The story is pretty good in the game as well. It is a little convoluted with the black screens and skipping around and stuff, but still a fun story and a heartfelt story that you're going through it. But I'm going through it for the graphics and the fun gameplay and the fun gunplay. But where it's at in this game is the multiplayer. The multiplayer with the 10 different maps and being able to play with bots and being able to play with friends and all that stuff, I think is going to give this game long legs. Hopefully they bring it over to the Quest so we can get even more people to play this game. I really hope that they at least get the multiplayer working over there. Hope so. But the game is so much fun, and they did a fantastic job in so many ways. Like I said, to recap, the only things I wish that they would change is being able to pick maps or at least modes at the end of each match, so it's not always rotating the same the same mode over and over again when you're playing. I hope that would change, so we'll see how that goes. But other than that, guys, really, really impressed with this game. It's going to be one of my favorite VR games of the year, no doubt about it, and is definitely in my top 5, probably my top 3 shooters that I play on PC from now on, and it's going to be so much fun. And I'm happy that even if there's not a lot of people playing online, that even if there's just 1 or 2 of us, that we can still play with bots until more people join. And that's exactly how all multiplayer VR games need to be, and they need to do it. Because nobody's going to leave a match when there's other people, even if there's just 1 or 2 people in there, because you're still having fun, you're still playing, and you're still playing with the bots and having a good time and talking to the other people in the room. Fantastic job by Respawn. I hope that they do a little bit of improvements, add maybe like the leveling like I was talking about before to the game to make it even better. But more importantly, hopefully bring it to the Quest so we can grow this community, because I think this game could be really special with the multiplayer. And I think, and don't forget, you got the Horde mode as well that you can go through and, play that as well. And all those World War II stories that are really interesting to watch and interesting to, to watch through. So I think you get a lot of content for your money here. And I think it's fantastic. That's all there is to it, guys. If you guys have any questions about what you guys seen in today's video, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.
UrGamingTechie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie, gaming tech. Eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a recce is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.